The fluorescent lights of Westwood High's gymnasium buzzed faintly above, casting an uneven glow across the room. Streamers and banners hung loosely from the rafters, evidence of the recent pep rally that had filled the place with noise and laughter. But now, the gym was quieter, and the crowd that remained had gathered for a reason very different from school spirit. In the middle of the basketball court stood Emma Hayes, her shoulders squared, her chin lifted with a kind of bravery that didn't come easily. She wasn't the loudest girl in school, nor the most popular, but her eyes burned with a quiet strength. In her hand, she held her phone, the screen lit up, a single image glaring back at the dozens of students who surrounded her. Behind her, whispers rose and fell like waves crashing on a shore. Faces leaned forward, curiosity drawing them in. On the screen was a photo, one everyone recognized. It was Maggie Turner, the school's most feared bully. Maggie wasn't just a mean girl, she was a force, a storm that swept through classrooms and hallways, leaving hurt feelings and broken spirits behind. For years, students had endured her taunts, her mockery, and her manipulative charm. Teachers knew her as polite and respectful, parents saw her as the perfect daughter. But for her peers, she was something else entirely. And now, Emma was about to show them a side of Maggie no one had ever seen before. Enough is enough, Emma said, her voice steady but filled with emotion. We all deserve better. We all deserve the truth. The crowd grew still. Even the hum of the lights seemed quieter as every eye fixed on the girl standing in the center of the court. For months, Emma had debated whether she had the courage to do this. She knew the risks. Maggie was powerful, not in money or status, but in influence. Students listened to her, feared her, even admired her for her confidence and sharp tongue. Exposing her meant becoming a target, not just for Maggie, but for anyone who believed standing against her was dangerous. But Emma also knew what it felt like to be hurt, to be cornered by words sharper than knives, to cry quietly in a bathroom stall while the sound of laughter echoed down the hallway. She remembered the nights she couldn't sleep, replaying Maggie's cruel words in her mind until her chest felt heavy with shame. That was when she made a promise to herself: no one else should have to feel that way. Not if she could help it. The screen on Emma's phone displayed a private video. Maggie was in it, speaking words that no one expected. She admitted things, fears, insecurities, secrets she had hidden under layers of arrogance and cruelty. Emma hadn't stolen it. Maggie herself had accidentally uploaded it to a group chat before quickly deleting it. But Emma had saved it, not to humiliate her, but to remind everyone that bullies aren't as powerful as they seem. They are human. They hurt, too. Listen, Emma said, holding up the phone. Her hand trembled, but her voice didn't. This is what Maggie doesn't want you to know. A hush fell as she pressed play. The video began with Maggie sitting alone in her bedroom. Her face wasn't twisted with her usual smirk. Instead, it was bare, her eyes red as if she had been crying. I don't know why I do this, Maggie's voice cracked from the speaker. I hurt people. I say things that make them feel small, and I hate myself for it. But if I stop, I'm scared no one will notice me anymore. I'm scared I'll just disappear. Gasps spread through the crowd. The image of the untouchable bully was unraveling before their eyes. Emma paused the video and looked at the faces around her. You see, the person who made so many of us feel worthless is hurting too. That doesn't excuse what she's done. But it shows us something important. Bullies bully because they're broken inside. And we don't have to keep letting that cycle continue. The crowd shifted uncomfortably. Some glanced at Maggie, who stood frozen at the edge of the group. Her face burned with shock and anger, but also, unmistakably, with shame. Emma continued, her voice growing stronger. Every one of us has worth. Every one of us deserves kindness, not cruelty. If someone tears you down, it's not because you're weak, it's because they're struggling with their own battles. And the only way we change this school, the only way we change ourselves, is by refusing to be silent anymore. The gym was silent. Even Maggie didn't move. Emma lowered her phone and let her words sink in. Her heart pounded against her ribs, but for the first time, she felt free. She had spoken not just for herself, but for every student who had ever felt invisible, belittled, or crushed under the weight of someone else's cruelty. Then, slowly, something remarkable happened. A hand rose from the crowd. It was Daniel, a quiet sophomore who had always kept to himself. She's right, he said softly, his voice trembling. Maggie used to make fun of me for stuttering. I thought I'd never be able to speak in class again. But hearing this, it makes me realize her words don't define me. Another voice followed, Sarah, who had been mocked for her clothes. I used to eat lunch in the bathroom so I wouldn't have to hear people laugh. I thought no one noticed me. But Emma's right. We don't deserve that. One by one, voices began to rise. Students shared their stories, their hurts, their truths. What had started as Emma's act of courage was turning into a chorus of resilience. And for the first time, Maggie wasn't the center of attention. The spotlight shifted away from her power and toward the strength of those she had tried to silence. Emma didn't gloat. She didn't smile triumphantly. Instead, she looked at Maggie, really looked at her. For the first time, she saw not a bully, but a broken girl hiding behind sharp edges. Maggie, she said gently, you don't have to keep being this person. You can choose differently. We all can. But it starts with honesty. The crowd's eyes turned to Maggie. She opened her mouth, then closed it, as if the words were stuck. Tears welled in her eyes. Her voice cracked. I don't know how to stop. Emma stepped closer, lowering her phone. You start by admitting it. By choosing kindness, even when it's hard. You're not invisible, Maggie. You never were. But you don't have to hurt others just to feel seen. The gym fell into a deep, thoughtful silence. The atmosphere wasn't one of victory or defeat, but of possibility. For the first time, Westwood High felt like a place where change could happen. And in that moment, Emma realized something powerful. Courage isn't about being fearless. It's about standing up, even when your hands shake. It's about choosing truth over silence, compassion over cruelty. Her story wasn't just hers anymore. It belonged to everyone who had ever been bullied, everyone who had ever felt small, and everyone who had ever dreamed of a kinder world.